Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We got Corners Creek.
Yes.
Is it Corner Creek or Corners Creek?
Corners.
Corner.
Dang.
Let's test it.
Test it! All right, we're back. This is a gift from the Whiskey Scout.
You know, I got right here my coffee.
Wow, you're going to mix coffee and whiskey.
Mm-mm.
That's been done.
Coffee's a good palate cleanser.
Yeah. Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to set it down there out of the way so I don't get influenced by it.
Sound like you were from Texas.
That's right, because I got the hat on.
Oh, yeah, that is true. It kind of gives that to you, doesn't it? All right.
You should see me before we went live. I was standing back here and I was like looking.
He had a rope. He was talking about how
Let's go.
everything's good in Texas.
Corner Creek
Wow.
Bourbon. Now this is, I believe this is the sister distillery of Noah's Mill.
You believe?
We did Noah's Mill and I couldn't remember what the kind of sister distillery was.
Well, you know what threw me? This
believe
looks
this
and
is it.
feels like a wine glass.
And matter of fact, there's a reference on the back about the wine importers and the barrels that are used.
Really?
So yeah, they must have been the field they were going for.
Just shot whiskey all over because of that. Okay.
Bottled at 44%. You know what we don't have is the Scotch God shout out. I didn't get one ready.
We don't need it.
Skipped it.
Yeah.
Skipping it.
Skip it.
Sorry. Maybe next
Skip.
time.
We do have coin 92.
No, wait. Scotch God shout out right there. Who?
I just said Whiskey
There you
Scout.
Okay. That's our Scotch God.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Whiskey Scout gifted us this bottle. And he just said, here you go. Thanks. Gift.
Whiskey
Gift from
Scout. He came on. He was on our 12 hours of boom.
me. Right. He was live
the
on set.
12th hour. Well, he brought us pizza.
He did, and he's a traveler. So every once in a while, I'll tell him, if you can find this. He found your Balvenie ton batch 3, 1509 batch 3 that you dropped and broke, and we couldn't find any in the city, and he found one. And I said, he was on a mission. I said, find it. Find it, Whiskey Scout. Find it. And then he did, and he brought it back. And then I surprised you with it.
Well, yeah, but he's found several balls, and he's got his own review show. He's on YouTube,
Yeah.
a lot smaller, a lot newer. But check him out.
He's a
Whiskey Scout.
geologist. He does this whole deal where he'll explain like the strata of rocks on the show. I like it. Some people are like, but I like that he blends in the rocks of the area he's in and then talks about a whiskey and
I
he's
just
out in the
fell
field.
asleep a little bit right there.
I like it. He asked me what I thought. I said, I dig it. It's different.
I told him one time, I was like, yeah, you had me up until the rock review.
And I was like, do more rocks. I want more rocks. Because then you're grabbing not only the whiskey crowd, but geologists and rock lovers everywhere.
Rye.
Oh. Oh, yeah, there's the
I
dill
know.
in there. You're
Yep.
right. They've got a high rye mash bill here.
Yep.
I'm already leaning toward it. Thanks for bringing it back.
That was the first. I know. Sometimes you
I
get off track.
was gone, baby. I was gone.
44%. This is bottled by Corner Creek Distilling in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Bardstown. A lot of singing.
It's an exceptional marriage of the finest selected grains, aged in new American oak and smoothed to perfection with Kentucky limestone water.
I love it. I love the sound. I love the smell of this rye.
I like the way they talk. But I think that was they were looking for with the wine. It does say something about in the tradition of the great wine importers, we at Corner Creek search for elusive few great barrels of prime American whiskey. So I think they were going for like a wine influence type bottling.
1890s bar with a sawdust floor,
Cinnamon,
serving you up a rye
dusty.
with a bourbon. It's totally a high rye mash bill. I can totally get the rye in there. You get the corn, got the oak dust, and the rye, and a little bit of popcorn, buttered popcorn on the finish.
Definitely buttered popcorn. Almost reminds me of that Woodford Reserve white corn.
Right, right.
Outside of the rye at first, that corn and those dusty wood floors really kind of jump out at you. Feels a little younger.
This reminds me of the Jim Beam Dram, Good Dram or whatever it is, where they mixed in an Isla whiskey with their Beam. And it gave me I did a quick hitter on it and surprised me because I got a real good buttered popcorn taste. That's what I'm getting here too. Wow.
Butterscotch. Caramel.
Yeah. I get a burnt caramel. The rye lingers, tingling my palate. It is. It's kind of like tingling along in the mouth. Not tinkling.
Dill pickle. Dill pickle rye. A little bit of orange zest citrus.
How old is it?
It doesn't say.
So there's no age. It's not called a straight bourbon, which means you don't even know if it's 2 years.
Nope, just bourbon
It's
whiskey.
called reserve bourbon whiskey.
Corner Creek
So
Reserve Bourbon Whiskey.
Could be really, really young. Doesn't taste necessarily really young, though.
I mean,
It's not
4 to
old.
6 years.
Yeah, I was thinking 3.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not bad. It's good.
I like the rye flavor in there and that buttered popcorn flavor. It's got a nice, pleasing taste. I like it. This is something I'd want to sip on during a movie. As long as it wasn't Star Wars.
Let me add a splash of water. I haven't done that yet.
I don't think I'm going to add water to it. I'm enjoying it.
It kind of reminds me of Basil Hayden's. A bourbon with a high rye mash bill. I want to put that on the water glass.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nice bourbon notes, but rye coming in there with it. Cinnamons and caramels and vanillas. Rye, dill pickle, orange zest.
That's good. I'm scoring this an 89.
Well, I was trying to actually talk for a little bit and delay my score while I contemplated. But that's my range.
I broke from tradition and quit talking and scored it. You know what one of my favorite episodes was? When you were me and I was you. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
What were we reviewing? Do you
Cavalon Vino Barrique.
Damn, you're like a steel trap. I couldn't have got that if my life depended on it.
Really?
I would have been like, I don't know. I remember the feelings of it. You're sticking with the 88. You haven't changed that. That's been 88.
It's good.
Yeah.
That was a quick.
like
I mean,
this.
we cracked it. We poured it here.
It
We don't
hasn't
do
had
that
a
that
chance
often.
to open. No,
This was
usually let
from
it open up.
This was from Whiskey Scout, and
Yeah, it was a gift. He was like, "Here you go." I'm like, "That is." I told him, "Are you giving me a wine?" He goes, "No, it's a whiskey."
and I think I've seen or heard kind of not necessarily unfavorable reviews, but I mean mediocre reviews on it. It's better than that.
Way better than mediocre.
Yeah.
But you got to know, I love a high rye mash bill, and that's what's in here. A lot of rye. I like it. In the picture, that almost looks like where I grew up. Pine trees and a little stream running through there. That's close. Mountains in the background.
I think the 44. It's benefiting from the 44%. If that was 40%, I think you'd be. You'd
might be
know.
too weak and feathered.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. About to destroy the Riedel. Jeez, I had a little itch. And this Riedel's not going to survive. You just know it. I'm going to kill this one, too.
You know what we got?
Shirt. Scotch God shout out. Go check out Patreon. And then you can look up Scotch Test Dummies on Patreon. And you can come in and support us for as little as $1 a show. As much
$1
as
a month.
$1 a month, or $1 a show, or $20 a whatever. We've got a lot. Patreon blew up this year. And it's really helping us out. If Patreon keeps doing what it's doing, we will be making a Bourbon Trail trip, hopefully 2019. That's what we talked about. We're going to do a little.
We talked 2018.
Kinda, but we weren't.
Actually,
sure.
we started 2016.
Well, we were dumb.
and then 2017.
I don't know if we talked
And
about
now it's
2016.
2019.
I don't know if we
Oh,
talked
I bet we
2016.
did.
Do you think so?
I bet we
There's
did.
fans out there that'll be like, "Yep, episode 275."
Yep. You said it.
I know, but
Probably
the problem is we still have very demanding full-time jobs and a lot of family stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it's been a little tough. We are trying to get a mini road trip to Kansas City in place, and hopefully there'll be more on that soon. But we talked about when we go do the Bourbon Trail, we'll put it out. Maybe some people can come and join us. And if we work with the folks that run the Bourbon Trail tours, it'd be kind of neat if we ended up getting a band of married people, men and women that joined us for the tour. Imagine a bunch of dummies just barging in places. We'd have to
singing, clapping, shouting.
A lot of clapping, a lot of clogging. We'd be doing the chicken dance in different places because that's the only dance I can do.
Now, since Whiskey Scout bought this, let's say, what's it worth?
$12. I have no idea.
Just based on what I've had right
40.
here. Well, I was going to say, if I paid $40 for this, I don't think I'd be disappointed. Up to 40.
Sure. I wouldn't go higher
Maybe
than 40.
45 at the most.
I think 35 would be really where it's at. It feels like it's younger to me. But I love the spicy rye, which is why I'm digging it. And he didn't tell me, I don't think, how much he spent on it. He just said, "Here, this is for you. It's a gift."
You said, well, he bought two and he didn't necessarily
He
care
didn't
for it? Or he
necessarily.
just
Well,
bought
he said
two
he
and
didn't need to keep it. Let me pour a little more. He said, "Here you go." I don't think he was like over the top on the first one that he had. And then, but he was real careful because I don't think he wanted to ruin my. He just said, "You judge it. You judge it." He wouldn't really tell me anything. I know this. If he fell in love with it, he wouldn't have gifted it. Tell you that. What?
Well, I just remembered we started to do the Patreon. We had a Patreon supporter. We branched off, and then we went back this way. We about forgot. If I hadn't looked over here, we would have forgotten our Patreon.
I would have pulled us back together.
Yeah, you would have.
Scott
Monroe.
I love the Monroe. You know what?
He's a $2 supporter. Well, I think he's from New York, but lives in Scotland or somewhere right in that area.
I thought he was like a Scot through and through.
Kilted Moose on Twitter.
No, that's cool.
Kilted Moose.
Like a moose wearing a kilt.
Because he comes back to New York. I know he's always posting photos of his New York trip. At least once a year he's back home.
He's worldly.
Well, that's actual worldly.
He is.
Yeah.
He's
not just married to us like someone from Scotland and claims to be worldly.
I think it makes you a little more worldly if you're married to somebody that might be from an island.
Scott Monroe's a $2 supporter. And actually, we've kind of followed each other. He's a blogger, a whiskey blogger as well. He had actually taken a break for a while, and he just came back, I think, at the first part of December, and finally, it'd been like 9-10 months since he'd
that's
blogged.
A short break. That's a short break.
Yeah, which we need to do more of on our website. We haven't done that.
I thought I was going to do a lot.
I know.
Not so much. You even called it. You're like, you're talking big. You ain't going to follow through. And I was like, what the hell you say? I've got all like, and then it's true.
Yeah.
Been busy.
I need to post something. I've been thinking. It was even August or September last time I did a blog.
Do a lot of people go to our blog, though?
Well, it's going to pull traffic into the web, to there. You can see when I've done post, you can see the increase of traffic to the. You tweet it out, you Instagram it out, and it brings people in.
Well, I like what you're saying. So, Scott Monroe says cool stuff though, like. He calls us lads and stuff. He'd be like, "Hey, lads, people over in Scotland are watching you." And I'm always like, "Oh, that makes me feel good." It's not even like Germany's my home country, but I feel like I'm like, great, if there's some Scottish people watching. Although, and then we've been called Yanks. The Yanks that have a whiskey show. I like that too. I don't know. You ready to rap? You're giving me the look like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut it. Shut up. I like when we ramble a little bit. This is our first 2018 show.
Really? You like that?
It's hard to believe, but I do.
Wow.
I think it's what makes us
Bart
special.
likes rambling, really.
I love to ramble. I can ramble and ramble and ramble.
No one
and
would have
ramble.
guessed.
Ramble. That's why you're here, is to keep us on track.
Thanks to our Patreon subscribers, Patreon patrons,
Who could
How's
say
that?
it better than that? Nobody.
Big help. Everybody that's gone to ScotchTestDummies.com and ordered a
The
Glencairn
Patreon
or
supporters do get some private
coin.
shows that we do only with them. So if you want to,
Yeah.
and they have a chance to get special coin too.
Did we point out our numbers to 177?
And mine is 92.
92.
Whiskey Hat. Zach Spears, early supporter.
We're going to have ball caps on there pretty soon. Might have them up. We got T-shirts on there. Everything helps support us, helps keep the show going. We appreciate it. Welcome to 2018. We got big hopes for 2018.
Yeah, we want to go on the road at least
Yeah.
once. I mean, we're going to get a first one in. I still think we could. You know what else we were talking about? Chicago Whiskey Fest in September.
Mm.
And hooking up. That's not the right word phrase. Meeting with Single Cask Nation at their Jubilee. Hooking up, that's not the right phrase. Does that phrase mean something else with the younger millennial crowd? Scotch it. You Scotch gods. I'm getting in trouble. I'm getting a look.
Sláinte.
The stink eye.
Dummies.
Dummies.